What's good?
What's good?
I like the lentes.
Nah, they're gonna come off. They're about to come off. But I'm lazy today, so they're not coming off.
Alright.
Alright. Been a long time since I've been in your podcast.
I just literally finished the blunt. I said, right on time, let's go. Maurice in the building. What's up, Mr. Jones? Miss you. It's gonna be a random ratchet ass talk today, guys.
Word like big bird.
Different shit.
And if you guys see that my eyes are looking like raccoons right now, I'm sorry. I haven't slept like in 3.5 days, so don't judge.
You actually look good. You can't tell.
Huh?
You look good. You like you just chilling, was reading a book or something.
Nah, chill. I wish I could read a book. Keeps my mind at ease.
Yeah, yo, this fucking light makes me look fluorescent, bro. I'm not this light, like see-through or white light.
Oh man.
None of it helps. Okay. Whatever.
Go ahead, let's get started.
I hope everybody's doing well and everybody's in good spirits today. I know life is crazy for pretty much everybody these days. And, you know, I just always wish everybody well. Today, we're going to be discussing Do feel free to write your questions or comments. If you want to join us in chatting, just send a request. It's going to be random stuff. Talk about whatever you want. But, this is my return. Also, excuse me. You guys already know it's your favorite Jedi, BMF Goddess. My returning co-host, Jay, thanks for being here. Jay, the MMA fighter, if you guys remember. Thanks for being here. How you been?
Thank you.
So the audience knows a bit about you.
Nah, it's cool. Yeah, I'm glad I'm back. You know, it's been a while. Everybody knows that I also want to be a podcast guy one day, but, you know, sometimes the timing can be...
You are a podcast guy. You just haven't started your own.
Yeah. But, you know, little by little. But I've been alright. I'm just happy to say that I'm not working at my old job. That's the reason why I disappeared for a while. It sucks right now to be unemployed, but I'm starting a new job soon, so that goes well. And I'm also healing. You know, I had an injury, recently, so that's why I haven't been outside because the doctor recommended me to be at bed rest for these couple of days until my body is better. So there's a chance that I might have a slip disc on my lower back on the right side, and because of the nerves that my muscles was basically taking care of that part of the body, it was focusing on other part of my body to bring strength in my body. That was happening. I ended up pulling a hernia, and the hernia was causing a lot of pain of my bladder and to my groin because of the job I do. And anybody was wondering, the job I was doing is it was a movie company I was doing for almost 3 months, 3.5 months now. I liked it. It was good. It took me places that I never thought I would be. It took me to Boston. It took me to Connecticut. It took me to upstate. I went to Jersey a couple times because people were doing long distance moving. And listen, it sucks because sometimes you get hurt, you didn't realize it, and the more you push your body into it, you weren't making your body better. So what's good, Matt? You know, Matt been my boy for, even though he's calling me by my government name, I haven't used that name in years, but please don't call me that name, everybody else. He just does it because he knew me for years. Matt knew me, since middle school, man. So, what's up, bro? It's good to see you again. But yeah, so thankfully, I was checked in the emergency room on Monday, and doctor said I just have to do an MRI just to see how I'm doing. And hey, like they said, I might not be as young as I used to be, but at least I could try to keep my body healed up.
So, am I to assume that this is affecting your comeback match as well?
A little bit because we just saw high school. My bad. A little bit because I do want to fight again. I was planning to do another fight, but like I said, in September, the reason why I couldn't fight in September because my weight wasn't going down the division I was supposed to be in. I was supposed to fight in 185, and I was struggling dropping the weight. My opponent that they replaced for my original opponent was also struggling dropping the weight. So they wanted to make it into a catch weight of a 190-pound fight, but it wasn't going to happen because me and him was struggling on the 200 pounds. And then, and what made it worse is when I started this job was taking my life away. Like, no offense, it was making me money and everything.
Yeah, I know what you
mean. I couldn't have a social life, especially with my girl and the kids, and I couldn't have a social life for myself. And it would have been difficult for me to train if I was always working. We barely had rest. The days off was so unpredictable, so it was hard to train a schedule with my work schedule. My work schedule got in the way more than anything else. So with this new job, hopefully I start on Monday, will actually give me a better scheduling to, at least take some days like, hey, you know what, I think I'm going to use this day to train again and try to get back in shape because I know with this injury I got, I'm going to have to train again because that's the only way I can rebuild my muscles again, be stronger, be better than ever. So let's just see where it goes from there.
And I hope that you don't don't give it up. I want to see you at least one more match.
That's the goal. The goal is one more fight and see where it goes from there. And then if anybody that follows me, they see that I've been posting Cage Wars, so you see they're back. And that's where I was supposed to fight. And they're doing amazing, man. They're promoting better. The fighters there are hungry. They're great fighters. I saw already 2 months of the pay-per-views they already made. And it was incredible, man. I would have loved to have been part of that show, but, sometimes it's not the right time yet. Maybe I might do it another time.
You gotta put me on.
But yeah.
Let's get into it. Guys, on the top of my list today, but we're not gonna say like he's a top of the list because I generally have a lot of hatred towards this person. I don't know him personally and I don't give a fuck.
I know him personally.
Real momentarily, let's get into a real short with it because I
appreciate it, man.
I don't want to give this person any more airtime anyway, because that's how much I can stand up. But I had to bring this up because I really want to see how other people feel about the same subject. And that is of motherfucking bitch ass piece of shit R. Kelly. R. Kelly was found guilty.
I thought you were talking about someone else.
R. Kelly was arrested and found guilty on federal charges alleging sex crimes, human trafficking, child pornography, racketeering, and obstruction of justice. And he faced a total of 22 federal criminal charges as of January, and he was found guilty on all charges. I, for one, made it, pretty clear that I was extremely happy with the verdict, and a lot of people are in general, especially women like myself, who have been objectified to sexual crimes. That's a given. I think even if you have not gone through this type of, situation or assault, that as a woman, you would feel some type of way. The reason I'm bringing this up is because there are women, his fans, who are protesting the fact that he's been found guilty or that he's in prison. The very day that they found out that, he was guilty, they were outside the courthouse protesting, and I'm like, why and how the fuck? Where's the logic in it? I don't understand. What's your feedback on that?
Well, I'm just laughing at what my boy just said. He was like, yo, he's a dirtbag. But, and to be honest, like, this is the thing that I always talk about. It's not just certain celebrities, like, Bill Cosby.
My best friend's on here.
And my girl's goddaughter's on. Yada Lee, I love you. I wish I was your goddad. I would be there. But, in all honesty, like guys like R. Kelly, I noticed in the years, late 90s to the early 2000s, I mean, it's like what my boy just said, my boy Matt, his money kept him free for a while. And, and there are people that are out there are like that, are that disrespectful to women, disrespectful for kids. They just don't understand how they're actually, those are the monsters that you have to watch out for. And, yeah, I was definitely one of them when I found out he was found guilty, when they finally gonna lock him away. And if people are protesting that you're telling me now to try to free his ass, then those are the people are probably doing the same shit that he's been doing. That means they approve kids getting raped. They approve women being mistreated and being abused and being sexually harassed or whatever you want to call it. They're approving that, and they shouldn't be approving that. Those type of protests shouldn't be happening at all. That's how you see those people, in my terms, are fucking being ignorant because they want to free a guy that hasn't made a hit since what, 2005? So why? Like, he's old news. He hasn't made music in a while. Don't get me wrong. There was certain music he made I like. But when I found out when I got older what he was about, he's not the type of guy you want to respect. That's someone you don't want to influence. Because first of all, in my opinion, I have sisters. I wouldn't like it if a famous person does something to my little sisters. I have nieces. And with my girl, I have basically a stepdaughter. I wouldn't like it if they meet a celebrity that they grew up watching, and out of nowhere, he manipulates them and then start doing child pornography and all that other stuff the way how R. Kelly did. So that I don't approve. And if you want to protest about all that shit, then you guys are sick in the fucking head. That means you wouldn't mind if that happens to your own family members that are women, and you can't respect that. What's good, bro? What's good, Ryan? What's good, bro?
What's up to everybody who joined? If you have any questions or comments, feel free to write them below. If you want to join us on video, feel free to send a request. We're talking about R. Kelly. Fuck R. Kelly. This is the last time I'm speaking about this piece of trash. What I want to know, please give me your input. Why would a woman stick up for this man? There's no way. There is no way you can say you don't believe that it was done. Not at all. Especially if you watch Surviving R. Kelly, where these victims give their testimonies about what exactly happened. Is disgraceful. Like, nothing in I've ever seen has been like to the epitome this man, went to with these young girls. Like, my heart's really go out to them and their families because they're never gonna be the same. They're never gonna live a normal life. He took that away from them. I want to understand why there are women supporting R. Kelly.
Because they like the golden showers. That's what it is. But R. Kelly's never getting out. Not like there might be maybe 10% of this country that wants him out, but you forgot the 90% that actually have common sense. I'm not gonna let him out. So he's done. He's gonna rot in jail. And look, I have friends that are correctional officers, you know, they work in prison. And they said it when they put a guy like that in jail, he's not gonna have a good life in prison because he's gonna let the inmates know, like, oh, this dude was fucking kids. This dude was doing this to women. And boom, they're gonna make him his bitch. And trust me, I heard rumors about that. Listen, and I have friends that went to jail. I have friends that went to Rikers. And they said that shit does happen. So R. Kelly right now, his life is in living hell right now.
You know, because he is a celebrity, it probably won't be so hard for him at first, but
it's gonna get hard for him now, bro. He's probably tasting piss right now in that fucking jail cell, so fuck him.
I hope he's tasting dick. Anyway, that's enough about him.
Yeah, let's get to the main topic, something that I'm dying to talk about.
Guys, we are living in a cancel culture. God forbid you have a voice and you use it in any way that offends any fucking body, because society today is so offended by everything. We live in a soft ass generation, and that's just what we do. There's one motherfucker in the game right now who's gonna change that, and that is Dave Chappelle. And by the way, guys, I support him. And I'm sorry, whoever does it and feels offended by Dave, I think you need to open your mind and think a little deeper.
I need to read the Bible. That's what it is.
I don't support racism. I don't support, homophobia. I don't support, people against women. And Dave Chappelle's not any of those things. His jokes have been taken and people run with it the opposite way. And everybody gets offended over bullshit, like I said.
Exactly.
Right now, Dave Chappelle is facing immense backlash over jokes he made during his 6th, potentially final stand-up for Netflix The Closer, which recently dropped. You guys could catch it on Netflix. The reason he said it might be his last for a while is because he was prepared going into this that it would cause such a ruckus, because he did, address the LGBTQ community because of all the backlash that he's received in the past for his jokes. Okay, the comedian 48 is being criticized by many in the LGBTQ community for seemingly doubling down on comments he made about transgender community in his previous special, Sticks and Stones. And he's showing no signs of, stopping since. Organizations have spoke out against both him and Netflix for giving him a platform. Netflix does support him. They are backing him up with so much debate and controversy surrounding the comedian. Some may be confused as to what exactly was said to prompt so much scorn to help keep the debate in context. I'm going to share the main things with you, because you guys could go watch it on your own. It actually was really funny and honestly really touching. Because
my cheap ass canceled that.
He does, at the end, he sums it all up like he's not a hateful person, and he wishes that these people would stop hating him for reasons that he is not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you get to watch any of the clips?
Alright, so when you told me that was going to be the topic, so I right away went on YouTube to see what, I watched some of the clips of what people were talking about, but I saw some of the talk show hosts, like The Talk, The View, and all of them, they talked about it, and even CNN brought it up. So I was watching to get the idea of what it was about. I've been seeing it all over Facebook, like everybody's like, oh, don't cancel culture, say Dave Chappelle. So in my head, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, what's going on now? And it just reminds me of his allegation that he had with Comedy Central over the years. The issue with Comedy Central is he's one of those few celebrities that doesn't follow trending. And since before Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram became so popular, he was originally the guy that never follows the trending world. He goes by what he believes in and what he sees, and he believes his freedom. So what he said there, listen, I remember I said this in one of your podcasts one day. It was about freedom of our personality and our character, and we need to respect. And I unblocked the person, and who knows if she'd be watching my shit. It was a friend of mine that is such a hardcore supporter with the LGBTQ community. But I explained to her one thing. I'm not homophobic. I have friends that are gay. I have friends that are bi. I have friends that are lesbians. And I'm always going to respect and support, you know. And I do know a couple people that are transgenders. And I never get very disrespectful with them or nothing, because that's your choice. That's your life. I'm always going to respect it. Just respect the fact that I'm also a straight man. I don't see your point of view, but I don't support it, but I respect it. There is a huge difference from that. And that's what Dave Chappelle was basically trying to explain, not just in his jokes, but what he was saying in his stand-up. The thing is, like, what I told this person, I think this was around April, if I'm not mistaken. I don't like that every culture that people are bringing, they have to shove it in everyone's throat. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Like, to me, in my opinion, and if y'all don't like it, go fuck yourself. Even though I'm injured, I can still whoop your asses if I'm injured. So I'm just letting you know now. I wouldn't like, on career day in school, you bring a transgender as a career thing. You don't do that. You're not letting kids be kids, you know? And that's what Dave Chappelle is basically trying to say. That people are so sensitive with certain topics. Like, look, how many times, like me and you, for example, we're in the Latin community, and how many times we get attacked from even from Donald Trump, but even before Trump, even before this generation, we were always getting attacked. Same goes with the black community and all that other stuff. But you don't see us crying about it. And how many times Dave Chappelle made fun of us about it? He made fun of his own race. But guess what? He's basically speaking up what's really going on. And the problem with this world that everyone is always having an issue with, everyone is still blind. They want to see, oh, like, if this is cool, I want to keep seeing that. If this is cool, like, I want to keep seeing this. But don't shove it in our throats to make it seem like that's the most important thing when it's really not. So that's what Dave Chappelle is trying to say. He's basically trying to say that you guys need to relax about this whole thing, stop being sensitive about it, because in all honesty, this is not what's important right now. What's important is that we need to survive. We all survived the pandemic last year. You know, we don't know what can happen the year that's coming. We don't know if we're going to go through another shutdown. We don't know if there's going to be another terrorist attack. God forbid. No one knows what can happen in the flash of an eye. And that's the problem now. All right, if people are sensitive, then don't watch those type of things. Look, I admit what I don't like. I admit what I like, and I admit my dislike. But I won't cancel someone's career or life for it just because I didn't like it. That's their opinion. That's their voice. Not every opinion might not be the truth or not, but not every opinion has to deal with your life struggle. You know, and like, for instance, I go to this bathroom in Manhattan when I was working at the moving company, and they're letting men and women go in that same bathroom. Why? Because they don't believe in the gender role no more. Dude, I have kids, well, stepkids. I wouldn't like it if my kids go in with a transgender. We don't know what that person's gonna do. So it just makes it very difficult, you know? And that's the thing, like, people think, oh, if we don't agree with it, it doesn't mean we hate it. It's just saying, like, if you want us to respect your community, continue respecting ours, just because your community is going big. Like, for instance, you know what I disagree? You took down a Veteran Day flag in Virginia down just to put the LGBT to replace it. That's unnecessary, because what did that, like, no offense, like I said, what that community did for this country? When there's veterans sacrificing their lives out there, and you taking their flags down after what they did, left their families behind, left their life behind, and you replace their flag in Virginia because you want to support a community that really didn't do much but their own. Like, we're Latinos, but we do help other communities. Like the whole thing with George Floyd and everything else, we were there, and we're not black, but we were there. We were there supporting to make sure those people get justice from it. And that's what's wrong about that, is that people fight for the wrong reasons of it, because they just want to fight about it. They want to complain. They want to cry. They got nothing better to do the next day. Dave Chappelle is the number one guy that people should understand that he does not follow what Hollywood is doing, what every other trending is doing. He's opening up his mouth. This guy could probably save your life and show you who's corrupted and who's not, because he's not afraid to bring it up. So if he wasn't afraid of bringing that up, and everyone's feeling sensitive about it, in all honesty, then you, in reality, you don't understand how this world works. Not everything that people tell us the truth is going to make you feel better. The truth is always going to hurt. There's things, trust me, and it also goes by relationship. There's things that your spouse tells you, you might not like it, but it hurts. It's the truth. And it goes vice versa if you tell it to them too. But we have to learn from it and grow from it. And that's what Dave Chappelle really did. He put his opinion out there. He said it straight. And in all honesty, why everyone's crying about it, because he's talking the truth. And then when he talked about with Caitlyn Jenner, why, after all the women that sacrificed to do what they love, podcasting, fashion.
To be honest, I agree. I agree with him on that. I'm sorry. And it's nothing against, obviously, I'm bisexual. I'm part of the LGBTQ community, and I'm saying this. I'm sorry, I don't believe Caitlyn deserved it. After only being a woman for a year. I'm sorry. I've been a woman my entire fucking life. And we suffer a lot, we go through a lot of shit. And there were other women that deserve that shit. Period.
Exactly. And for instance, when it comes to sports, I end up getting a flashback for this. I remember I posted up on Facebook and certain people attacked me for it. There was a woman that's now joining the UFC, and I found out not even a woman. She's a transgender. That's like putting literally a guy whooping every girl's ass, and she's whooping everyone's ass. That's unfair to me. And in my style,
I actually did it before too. It was one of my first, but as far as transgender women in that type of combat sport, I'm real iffy about, because of that same thing. Yes, you have transitioned to a woman. Your DNA will always be male. Your amount of strength will always be male. And that's something you can't change.
Don't get me wrong. I know there's women out there that probably could be stronger than me, or more athletic than me, but at the end of the day, I'm not saying it's true, because I've seen women whoop some guys' ass. But don't make it unfair, because what if, for example, my sisters or my stepdaughter wants to be an athlete, and you put them against a transgender? I'm not going to approve it, because they're the ones that are going to get hurt, not the other person. So that's what I meant by that, is that's what basically Dave Chappelle is trying to say. Make it fair for not just one community, but make it fair for every other community. Don't be sensitive about it. Be fair to the straight community. Be fair to the black community, the Hispanic community, the LGBTQ community. We're all still people, and he's basically, because here's one thing. The LGBT, certain people, not everybody, they're being hypocrites. They talk about that they need to be supported, but you're not supporting everyone else. So that's what Dave Chappelle pointed out. You want people to support you, but you're not supporting what all of us, what everyone else has been through.
To quote him, Chappelle argued that if anyone was truly paying attention to his past work, you would know that he wasn't ever actually talking about the transgender community when he was making them the butt of his jokes. He said, I never had a problem with the transgender people. If you listen to what I'm saying, clearly my problem has always been white people. And I laugh. I mean, it's funny.
That's a fact. Dave Chappelle's not wrong with that. I got a problem with a lot of white people.
He then proceeds to he tells a personal story about a transgender female that he was, actually cool with. And I think if anybody watches the special with an open mind, they, feel differently. But he's still getting a lot of backlash for it. And the whole thing is just like, when do we start being such a soft generation? And how the fuck are we gonna stop this?
Like for instance, like me, look, my boy just joined, and he's who I used to work with in Dumbo Moving. We spoke about this type of topic a couple of days ago, and me, like, in all honesty, like I said, I don't have a problem with any of that as long as you respect me. But when it comes to that point that you said that when is this generation could change this, to me, it's never going to change because. For example, we were talking about this topic too, about how the generation is so different. Like, I remember parents will raise us kind of horrible, like, they'll whoop our asses and everything, but they also raise us to be reasonable with a lot of things. I admit it, and as us, now the adults, and now we have kids behind our generation, we're raising them wrong. Most of us. Most of the time. Like, we're not telling them, like, hey, we gotta be reasonable about this, and you gotta also think twice about it. Don't be too sure about it because you're still young. You still gotta grow. Like, for instance, yesterday, I don't know if any of you guys are big fans of horror movies. Yesterday, we finally got the series premiere of Chucky, the Chucky doll. And one of the main characters is gay. In the show, and everybody was bullying him in the show already. And I hate to say, I don't want to spoil it. Whoever hasn't seen it yet, but in that show, and what I noticed in that moment, his father started hating him. Like the main character's father was not liking his style, wasn't liking his hobbies because of his gay side. But that's the thing, like. We can't raise kids like that. We can't raise kids because just because we don't like it, we're showing them that it's okay to be sensitive. We're showing them it's okay with this. And that's my biggest mistake. I will admit this as a man and as a human being. I do have a short temper. I do suffer from PTSD. I do suffer from mental health. I admit that as a person. I admit that as an adult. And the people that admit that is because they're getting help. And it's okay because there's people that do suffer from trauma that no one knows about behind closed door. And then my thing was, I saw what my father was. I saw how he always reacts, how he does this, and I thought it was okay. And that's the problem with this generation. They're getting soft because a lot of people starting to get sensitive themselves. Well, we're supposed to remind ourselves, you know what, we shouldn't get sensitive about this because this could be fixed, this could be this. I admit that as a man, that I shouldn't be getting mad about certain things or this and that, and that's what's going on with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle dealing with people that don't remind themselves that he is a comic, he is a comedian, he is a guy that talks real shit in his jokes, and people gotta respect that he's a man that's opening up and he's trying to not get us sensitive. He's trying to make us know, like, yo, it's time to wake up, people. We're blind right now. And that's his main thing. And that's just him. Guys like Eddie Murphy, guys like Chris Tucker, these old comedians like Dave Chappelle, and even Kevin Hart. There's times that Kevin Hart said some shit that it was real. He wasn't bullshitting. And people gotta accept that they're just speaking what's going on in everyone's daily lives. Not just the LGBTQ community. So if people are getting sensitive about it, that's your fault, not him.
To be a comedian today must be one of the hardest jobs.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's like, me and my boyfriend watch a lot of old movies, and we notice from like old comedies and stuff, the jokes that they can't make today.
They can't.
It's too much.
They can't, and that's what's tough right now. Like, listen, man, I joke with certain people, and I can see it in their face. They get very sensitive with it. That's why I enjoy being with my handball crew. Because my handball crew, we be seeing the dumbest, the fucked up shit that you can think of. but we don't take it serious. You know, we laugh, we enjoy it. You know, and with certain people that are sensitive, sometimes I don't like joking with them because if they do the joke on me, and I do it back at them, you can see it in their faces first. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you know, but you gotta understand this. It's like I tell everybody. And I always tell people, don't do things that you don't like if it's done to you. And Dave Chappelle is basically doing things that he doesn't give a fuck if it's done to him because he knows that's people's opinion. That's people just talking shit. It's not gonna stop him speaking his mind. He has a mind for a reason. We all have mind. We're gonna speak up when something's bothering us in our mind. So if people don't like that, then in reality, why are you living? I'm sorry to say this. Why are you here? If you don't like when people speaking their mind up, then don't fucking be here in this world because everyone is gonna be open. Everyone's gonna be freely open with their mind to say what needs to be said. You know. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. Don't socialize. Don't watch TV. Don't do this. Don't do that because you're gonna start seeing shit that you don't like. Trust me, I see it all the time, and I don't make it a big deal.
Bottom line, everybody out there, stop being bitches. What you don't like, don't support it. Don't watch it. Stop canceling people like a little bitch, because that's what this generation is, bitch made. There's no other way to describe it, and that's it.
Exactly. You know, and I know.
Thank everybody for joining us today. I'm sorry we have run out of time.
Sorry, people.
Jay will be back. Thanks for being here, Jay. You're awesome.
Yeah, thank you for having me again. It feels good to be back. I'm liking my little bed rest, but I hate it. I love being active, but doctors told me I got a bed rest, so I'm taking advantage now that I'm with you, and it's fun. Guys, check BMF. Like I said, every time I see her on YouTube or get a chance to hear her interviews, she's doing better and better each day, and I'm proud of you, and I just keep hoping that your podcast keep rising up and rising up.
Thank you, guys. Subscribe to BMF Goddess on YouTube. May the force be with y'all.